Hey guys, my name is Sven. I'm here to talk to you guys about call order. Now, when you go to a restaurant and order a meal, your big group of friends there, you expect all the meals to come out more or less at the same time, regardless of whether one dish takes a lot longer to make than the others, right? The same goes for drinks. When you got a group of friends out there ordering a round of drinks together, they should be presented at the same time. Now, to do this, there's a few rules. We call them the call order, that dictates the order in which you should make these drinks in order to achieve presenting your drinks at the optimum temperature and optimum freshness. Now, there's a few key rules behind this that you consider whenever you make these orders. The first one is you start with the drinks that take the longest amount of time to make, i.e. cocktails. If you were to finish by starting on your cocktail from scratch and building it at the very, very end, you're leaving drinks on the bar top to get warm and over diluted. All right, rule number one. Rule number two is that the drinks to complete first are the ones that have the longest shelf life, if you like. So the drinks that are going to last the best on the bar top. Now this tends to be your mixed drinks. A glass full of ice, spirit and mixer, they can last quite long, stay fresh quite long on the bar top. So that's your gin and tonics, your scotch and sodas, your vodka lemon sodas, etc. Right? And finally, the drinks that you complete at the very, very end are the ones that take the least amount of time to make. Say, topping up a glass of wine. All right? So that's the sort of basic rules for a call order. And let's see how it works in action. So for my example today, we're going to imagine that we got some guests up here that ordered 2 gin and tonics, a daiquiri, a glass of wine, and a beer. Now, if we had tap beer in this bar, which we don't, but if we did, I would start with a tap beer. I would go over, I'd half pour the glass, and allow that head to start to settle while I continue making the rest of the drinks. And the very last thing I would be to do is go back for a second pour on the tap. That would allow the tap beer to come at its freshest. If you pour the beer straight away in the beginning, the head will go down and be quite flat when you take it out to the customer. So if you do have tap beer, it's important to do a two-step process. You start with it, and then you finish with the beer at the end. We don't have tap beer here, so we're going to use bottled beer, and that means that beer comes in a slightly different level, different stage in the process. All right, enough talk, let's make the drink. So, 2 gin and tonics, a daiquiri, a glass of white wine, and a beer. Now, if you've got the customers in front of you, you take the order, it's quite nice to repeat the order back to the customer. It gives them confidence that you got the correct order, and it gives also you a chance to sort of organize your order in your head, right? While you're spending this time talking to the customers. All right, let's go. I'm going to start by getting my glasses out of the fridge for the 2 gin and tonics, but I'm going to start preparing my daiquiri first. So, rum. Fresh lime. And sugar. I'm not going to add ice quite yet. Next step up is to pour the gin for my 2 gin and tonics. And then we ice up the glass. Strain that into the glass. Then we're going to top these up with tonic water. Leaving a bit of space at the top. Garnish. So So I like to squeeze in a bit of fresh lime and garnish with 2 fresh pieces. There we go. So gin and tonics, we got a daiquiri ready. Now we just need the beer and the wine. So I'm going to start by pouring the wine first. And then the beer. The wait staff finish that off the table. So it's beer, the wine, daiquiri, and 2 gin and tonics. All drinks are looking nice and fresh, and that's how you do your call order. Rock and roll.